Hello?
I'm here to look to biceps into triceps.
Wrong number. Hello?
I did not have sexual relations with them.
Wrong number, bro. What is it?
This is
Uncouth. Alright, Michael Orchard, a heroic man, broke into his neighbor's burning home and rescued their dog. He later found out that the house was not actually on fire, but was just a hallucination from the LSD he was consuming. That's not a trip down memory lane I want to take. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Uncouth Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Pell, and with me, as always, is...
Carl Davis III.
Carl, the Bonefish Grill Davis. Carl, before the podcast started, you said a word that was not very nice and that would have offended a very specific subtext of people.
Just so y'all know, I was ashamed of myself.
He
still
was.
am.
He called me a honky. It was so racist.
Yeah, that's completely what I said.
Exactly. No, it's not. No,
it's really.
You know
not.
what he said?
I called one of Jake's jokes retarded, and
so offensive.
very offensive. But to be honest, like when I really think about it, it's like before, like I guess like I really knew that word was offensive. Like I just used it a lot, and like.
I mean, here's the thing. I actually didn't take offense to that. And
I mean, I know you.
Well, obviously, he does stupid jokes all the time. No, I don't know, because we all know people who still use words that, like, people say all the time, hey, that's gay.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that word doesn't particularly hold any water other than it's pertaining to someone's sexuality. And if you do something that a gay person, like y'all say all the time, hey, these are not in the same subtext, but I mean within the broad spectrum. You're like, hey, that's the whitest thing you could have done.
Well, yeah, but that's
like,
there's yeah.
Obviously, there is a difference, but I'm saying like when you ascribe something to a gender or a race or a religion or a sexuality or a political group, like, oh my God, that's such a far right leaning, or oh my God, that's so gay, or oh my God, that's so straight of you to do, like you dress like a straight man. Or,
nobody has ever said.
Oh, dude, I've been told.
Has that really been told to you?
I've been walking down the street and somebody's like, "You have the straightest walk." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "You walk bow-legged, like your dick is just like rubbing up against everything." And I was like, "Really? Like that's a compliment to me. That means it's all over the place."
But like no, but like people say like you walk like you that is a gay walk. That means like it's negative automatically.
Right. I mean, honestly.
Even if like also people just like say that like if something's like just bad, not even if it's like quote unquote like homosexual or in tendency or something like that.
It's just I think every adjective somebody's like, oh, there's a negative connotation to that. It's like, shut up, seriously. It's not for you to sit here and go, oh, you know, like that's the whateverest thing you could have done. It's like, who cares, right? Anytime somebody tells me they're like, oh my God, that's so gay, I'm like, so what you're telling me, right? Is that girls want to talk to me all the time, right? And tell me all their problems. You're telling me I dress better than 99% of the population, right? And I'm in the same boat as some of the greatest musicians of all time. Like, go sit on attack, man. Like, I don't care. Great, awesome. I've just been put in a boat with Freddie Mercury, Elton John, and a whole list of other Lil Nas. Fantastic musicians.
Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean. He goes, bah. Not Jason Mraz. Who's the other one that everybody? Who's the one that does? Take me to church. You know.
Hosier.
Who is it?
Hosier.
Yeah. So I mean, like, who gives a flying fudge muffin? Who gives a rat's ass?
Okay, now that we're off that, what are we talking about today, Jake?
We are talking about current events, but we're also going to talk about Carl's love life, my love life.
Sure.
Yes, 100% the entire
so
time.
well.
Let's talk about my favorite headline of the day.
Really
An angry
not,
seal
really
helps
not.
an Australian policeman bust a drug smuggling ring. No, it's not a Navy SEAL. It was a SEAL prevented the getaway of 2 foreign nationals from a small island of Gettleton Coast. According to the report, they woke up and it jumped out with its big chest and bellowed at them, and the guys basically had the choice of getting through the seal or getting arrested, and they chose to get arrested. You gotta love the seals.
Is this like a trained seal or like just a wild seal?
Dude, I don't know.
I'm just saying. Either way, it's cool. But I'm just saying, if freaking this is in Australia, if the Australian police department is training seals, like how you know how like people train like how they train dogs, like if they're training seals to catch cops.
Catch cops? What the hell are they doing?
Catch criminals.
I was like, yeah, the criminal's like, come here. Listen.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Oh my god, now we gotta start the whole podcast over. But basically, if they're doing that to help them catch criminals, they deserve a fucking round of applause. That's awesome.
Dude.
But if it's just a random seal, still, that's like, what are the chances? Like,
seal, man.
Like, no, like, if you're a criminal, and, like, you're planning, like, what were they doing?
They were moving, I think it says specifically 1 ton of illegal drugs.
Okay, so, like, if you're part of the drug cartel, your plan is, okay, we're gonna get from point A to point B, okay? We're gonna stop, gotta dodge the cops. There's security cameras on this street. There's this, that, and the other. Watch out, some of the civilians might snitch. How do you account for a fucking seal busting up your whole operation? That's hilarious.
Like, that's just,
it's like, this is what criminals gotta deal with nowadays? That's a tough life.
Don't be a criminal in Australia. I mean, that's just the thing. You've got saltwater crocodiles there. You've got seals, great whites. You've got every kind of poisonous snake on God's green earth.
That
every
is so
kind
true.
Of spider, scorpion, dingo, even the kangaroos will kick your ass.
Bro, literally, freaking, I think it was Ben Simmons or something. Like, he was on, like, him and Kevin Hart were, like, it was a YouTube video. Like, because Kevin Hart does, like, this,
he does all sorts of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, he does, like, this show, but he has, like, this, I guess, like, quote-unquote talk show on YouTube that's, like, it's called Cold as Balls. Or, like, they literally, like, you know, take an ice bath.
Right.
With his guests. And, like, literally,
We should do that. We should do it in a sauna, so it's just a bunch of sweaty dudes.
Jesus Lord.
Just in a room together. We'll call it Hot as Balls. And then we all just end up coming out at the end of every show. Wait, I've been coming out of the sauna. What are you talking about? God damn it, Carl.
What do you mean, Carl? You're the one who brought it up.
Just
that
all
means they didn't hear me.
hot and sweaty in a sauna.
No, but literally, he said like growing up in Australia. Well, like, because Ben Simmons is from Australia.
Yeah.
What is the most dangerous thing you ever seen? He's like, oh, I saw a brown snake. He's like, how big? Like, about like this big? Like, where? Like, it was there. Like, where? In front of my house. I'm like, you can just casually say that? Like, it's just like
just right there.
Just right there. Like, it could have killed me. Could have.
I mean, that's a pretty poisonous one. They said, so I was reading this, side note while we're on the Australia topic. Actually the most poisonous snake in the world is called the inland taipan. However, it's not the most deadly snake in the world because it's super shy and it's not aggressive at all. It will run from you unless you put it in a corner. But it's a single bite from it can kill 30 to 45 men. Grown men. Wow. Yeah. Okay. It might either be 30 or 45 men or in 100 minutes, or it might be the other way around, 100 men in 30 or 45 minutes. I don't remember the exact statistic. One of those two.
No, evolution is a bitch. Like, why do animals gotta defend themselves
Charles
like this?
Darwin, goddamn it.
Like,
why
come
are
on,
you
bro.
are?
This shit was not necessary.
Yeah, but it wouldn't... Okay, I'm gonna say this in the most, like, conservation-minded way possible. It would be no fun if we were the most dominant species on Earth and nothing could bite back.
Well, like...
You telling me you don't hear some rich white dude going to, like, Africa or something, and you hear he gets bitten by a snake, and you're like, ah! Like, evolution's a bitch, son.
I mean, that would have been fun. I mean, yeah. But when it comes to stuff... But I mean, stuff like that, it's like... I guess.
Some dude, some white chick in plaid with a Karen haircut.
I guess, like, 90% of, like, Indiana Jones movies wouldn't be as fun. Like, because there wouldn't be any poisonous snakes during the jungle. I guess you're right.
Yeah, but, like, some granola chick in plaid jumps out of her, like, safari truck in Africa, and she's like, oh my god, you're restricting them by keeping the hair, screw the poachers, oh my god, see these animals, we can relate to them, we can communicate, and the lion just eats her, done, shits her out in front of everybody. It's, like, awesome. Like, you don't read that headline and go, oh, that's terrible. You're like, ha! Evolution's a bitch.
Did you just make a fucking argument for poachers?
No,
Did you just make a fucking argument for poachers?
No, I'm making an argument
She's
for
like, we shouldn't
conservation.
Keep them.
No, poaching's definitely not. I'm not for that. However, let me caveat here. I am for, like, hunting with conservation in mind.
Of course.
Because they, I remember listening to Rogan talk about there was an albino giraffe that got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or maybe not an albino. No, it was an older male, had really dark spots. It was past breeding prime. So, but it's so big that it was killing off other males that could breed.
Oh.
And the guy paid like $250,000 to go hunt it. Where did that money go? To the conservation, right? So it was screwing up its habitat. It was unable to mate anymore and pass its genes down. It had already done that. And you got $250,000 donated to that wildlife reserve. Man, if I'm at wildlife reserve, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one animal.
One animal for 200. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's great.
And so that's the kind of stuff where people are like, oh my God, they're animals. They don't deserve to be treated like that. You're like, look, I get you may not like it, but you know, I don't see you donating $250,000.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But still, like I think like the whole argument comes like where they're poachers and shit like that that want to freaking take off and just hunt rhinos to like damn near extinction just to sell their freaking horns and shit like that.
Telling you, you want to do something about that? Here's what you do, all right? Because the African culture is so homophobic, all right? You just take rainbow and paint the whole horn rainbow, all right? And you just leave it out there. See what happens. They'll be like, listen, my friend, we're going to hunt the rhino. We're going to shoot it. We're going to take it. Rhino horn is great for erectile dysfunction. And they go out there and you got some gay-ass horn on the rhino. You can't touch it. You can't shoot it. They're like, fuck this, we're out of here. Like, I don't know why his name's Sergey, because that's what he sounds like his name would be, or Ivan. Alright? Carl's just looking at me like, screw this dude. But
no, actually, what Carl was actually trying to do was trying to find a way to transition this into camel balls.
That is the next headline. Alright, so, and of course...
Perfect transition,
Carl, and it has a sensual man on, like, almost half naked as an advertisement.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. Perfect. So, this is obviously a Florida woman, obviously. And it says, woman forced to bite camel testicles to escape its cage at a roadside zoo. Carl, let me ask you a question. You're trapped in a cage. There's a camel on top of you. It's trying to kill your dog. It's trying to kill you. Only option you have is there's a big, hairy sack in your face, and your arms are pinned under you. Carl, what are you doing? Carl, you biting that sack? You taking a nip at the whip?
Carl has left the podcast.
Carl's taking a nip at the whip, ladies and gentlemen.
What are you doing?
I
don't know what you can do.
What I'm
trying to say is like, if you do bite the camel's testicles, wouldn't the camel like go into like a frenzy, be like fuck, like just start stampeding for a second?
I don't know, because okay, as a guy, if somebody bit me in my sack, that's a total reset. Like, you stop and you go, nope, I'm done, I'm out.
But with the last bit of strength you can muster, you're probably gonna like push the person back, like, or punch them in the face, and then hold your sack in pain. But like, still, hold your sack in pain. But like,
I'm thinking about I'm just laying on the ground with an ice bag, just like, Mom.
I mean, but that's after, like, you're gonna have but like, I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure the camera would have killed her if well, obviously not, but still.
I mean, one can only dream.
How did she end up in that situation?
Alright, so here's the story. So a Florida woman who became trapped under a camel after entering its cage at a gas station zoo in Louisiana.
There was a gas station zoo.
Yeah, why the hell do you have a camel at a gas station zoo? So she went into
why is the gas station zoo a thing? I have never heard of this.
I don't know. It happened at a rural Louisiana roadside show, and it all checks out.
Oh, okay. That sounds slightly...
You can cancel any dental imprints on anyone planning on doing that camel's scrotum. That's weird. So, the woman and dog escaped. So, apparently, here's what happened. They let the dog out, and somehow it devolved into the husband throwing treats into the camel's cage to retrieve. Of course, hold on. This is a Florida woman, which means the guy throwing it is a...
Sorry.
God damn it. Florida man.
Oh.
Alright. Now, when the couple's dog started interacting with the camel, the woman crawled in to retrieve this pet. What kind of dog is this? That's what I don't know. That's dumb enough to go like, yo, Mom, I'm going to need you to bite a camel nut to get me out of here.
Yo,
so,
dog.
Like, what kind of dog is dumb enough to do this?
No, what? No. Dumb enough, but like loyal enough? A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
So... It gets so much better. So the camel apparently sat on the woman when she got in the cage. And so the exact article said she chomped down on the beast's nads to escape. Oh, that's amazing. That's the best thing I've read all day. All right, and I've read some good things. All right, let's, Carl, I'm just going to ask you. You're in that situation. You giving that sack a smack? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, are you, Jake?
I'm giving that nad a little grab, if you know what I'm saying. Just like little nibble, a nibble on the dribble. I'm just coming up with all these really dumb rhymes.
Something's wrong with you.
Something's definitely wrong with me. But something's also definitely wrong with people who will also go to a haunted house that'll pay you $20,000 to escape.
Wow. Now we like obviously we checked the topics before we actually talk about them, but it's just like you said they pay you $20,000
if you can get out, but you cannot run, you cannot hide, you cannot fight back.
And no one has ever made it out.
No one's ever made it out. 40-page waiver to get in, and you need a psychological and medical evaluation to deem you fit to go in.
Yeah, I need to look at. I need to like see that 40-page waiver. Because you said there's also a warning, like they said, like the staff will become aggressive with you, correct?
It says, hold on.
I need to know what the fuck that aggression entails.
It says
like,
this can be an aggressive experience, and our actors will come in contact with you. You cannot come in contact with them. And the tour can last up to 8 hours.
Okay, that's I can understand now.
Right.
That's a little. I can understand now.
I remember because like right before we started this, I turned to Carl and I was like, I can do that, and Carl just goes, "Really, really?" And I was like,
"Really, really?"
No, I was like, "Let me take that back."
Because like, you're like, because like the thing is like the way I think of it is like, I know like I feel like a lot of people, maybe even me, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm sure I could do it. $20,000. Do you know how motivated I'd be? But at the same time, it's like 8 hours. Then you realize, nah. But then also, like, I think, like, there's got to be somebody out there that, like, just has the, like, fucking courage to do that, right?
Mental fortitude to just sit there and get through that.
For 8 hours. Like, I feel like there's got to be somebody like that.
Well, so...
Because this isn't something, like, that's out of the ordinary. But this isn't something, like, I would, like, if somebody told me, like if it was, like in, like, the Guinness Book of World Records or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that could be in the Guinness. I'd be like... Yeah, like maybe like one out of like a million people could do that.
Well, yeah, and something. So I was listening to Jocko Willink talk to Dakota Meyer. And Jocko's former SEAL Team 6 commander, and Dakota Meyer is a Medal of Honor recipient. And they were talking about going through BUDS training, and they're like, one of the brutal parts about BUDS training is you don't know the time limit. And I think that's it, because it says it can last up to 8 hours. So with these guys, what I think they're doing is they're controlling the circumstances. Like, we're not going to tell you how long the tour lasts. So you don't know when the end is on this. So you just know you have to gut this thing out. And I bet you don't have a watch on.
Oh, obviously.
And you just have to gut out.
Even if you do, it's dark. Even if you do, a lot of the shit's dark and all that. They probably take your phone away.
Yeah. So all you can do is just gut through this for an unknown amount of time. It can probably last up to 2 to 8 hours. So you have no idea the time frame of this. And then you have to go through a series of psychological, like, in your face. You don't know what's coming. You don't know how fast, how much, how, like, loud, how soft, what's coming. And it's apparently tailored to your deepest fears. Which, I mean, hey, if you want to, like mess this thing up, just be like, dude, I'm afraid of naked women, man. Completely afraid of naked women. And just the entire time, it's just Pornhub. They put it on the screen for you, like, oh, this is so terrible.
No, what they'll show you is, like, deformed naked women and shit like that. And, like, costumes and shit like that with, like, people with their guts hanging out and shit like that. Like, gore. That's probably what they'll show you.
Actually, that's probably true. So you know what I'm going
to do? If you say I'm afraid of naked women, like, they'll be like, exactly. I'll be like, perfect. Then they...
Right.
Like,
no, you know what? That's enough to make me castrate myself and go full monk. That little
exactly.
Is that a haircut where they have like the little bald spot in the back?
But it's like all like a circle around it.
Yeah, it looks like a corn. What do they call it? Where the aliens drop their UFOs from the corn thing? You know,
cornfield.
Yeah, not the cornfield.
Oh, crop circles.
Yeah, a big crop circle on top of your head.
I don't know, but it's just like I don't know, cause that's like fucked up. That cause like.
Do you think you'd make it through?
No.
You don't.
I do not.
Yeah, you think if
I have zero confidence in myself to make it through that.
Alright, you think if you
I can
went
barely
with
make it through a
somebody
normal haunted house. I can go through a normal haunted house. I've gone through normal haunted houses. Like I've been to 13 Gates here, and like the Mortuary and in New Orleans, but I could not make it 8 hours.
Alright, you think if you go with somebody else you can make it?
No.
Alright.
It depends how many people.
Alright, there are 2 people I think that can make it through. Not Kevin. I feel like
Kevin
would get 5 minutes in and be like, man, screw this, I'm out.
Kevin would be like, Pete,
I'm out.
you gonna stay here? Good luck. I'm out.
Miles would just
Miles
start
would
questioning.
not.
No,
Miles would not make it through. Miles would be like, man, you niggas dumb. This is maddening. That's like.
I feel like
Miles would be like that.
Luis might make it through.
No.
You don't think?
I don't think anybody in our group would make it
Hold
through.
on.
'Cause, like before you go back to Luis, we know Kevin wouldn't make it. We know Miles wouldn't make it. We know damn well Mikey wouldn't make it.
Nope.
LaDante. Nah, LaDante's not making it. We're not making it.
As much as I would love
Do you really think you could make it?
No. Hold on. I was about to say, as much as I would love to sit there and go, like, oh, yeah, I'd love to be a badass, I don't think I'm making it through. I don't think I have, like, to sit there for 8 hours and go, like, this is fine. They'll find something to scare the shit out of me, and I'll be like, I tap.
And a moment of silence for the shit that would scare Jacob.
You would have to find something, but... And, I mean, honestly, like... So for me to get scared, it would have to be something so out of the blue. Like, jump scares, okay, I get scared of that, but that doesn't make me, like, turn around and...
Bro,
and
literally, with me and jump scares, like, I literally just prepare for them the entire time. So, like, I'm on edge the entire time. Like, I can never be relaxed.
And then it hits and you're
like... bitch, you didn't fucking get me. No, damn well you didn't get me. And then I'm, like, back to being tense, like...
You know who I do think can make it through, though? I'm gonna be honest. And he's, like, the most... I think AJ can make it through.
AJ cannot make it through.
You don't think AJ can make it through?
No.
I feel like AJ's so chill. You know who I do want to
AJ is hella chill, I'm not gonna lie. But still, I do not think he's making it
I feel like AJ would, like, dap off a dead zombie and just be like, yo, what's up, dog? And then just keep walking. And, like, they'd be like, wait, that was supposed to... And he just sit there, write a note down and keep moving.
Bro, I don't think any of our friends would make it through. Just because, like, one, it's tailored to them. And I don't know everybody's, like, deepest fear or whatever. Like, this episode.
Jude's deepest fear is being gay. So... We just throw a bunch of gay dudes in a haunted house.
Is that really his deepest fear?
No! I'm making that shit up.
I know you were making that shit up. I'm just saying.
No. You know who I do want to see to go through? Johan would make it through.
Oh.
Johan would flip his lid.
Johan would not make it through, dude.
But I do think that Matt in the haunted house would be some of the funniest things. I mean, he would go full, just full Brock Lesnar with his, like, 105 pound body.
Now, I know none of us will make it through, but that begs the question. Who do you think would last the longest? Now, I can understand, like, you think Luis could last the longest. Like, in the haunted house. But I don't know about him making it all 8 hours through that shit.
No.
Like, you said, like, also, like, it's not necessarily 8 hours, but they won't tell you when. It's, like, still... They're gonna stretch it out for 8 hours if you're in there by like hours. If you're in there by like hour 4 or whatever. Like
hour 4 or 5, they're like, all right, it's time to crank up the heat.
It's time, and they're gonna make it 8 hours just because like it's 20k it's 20k, bro.
Yeah, you better earn that bread. Look, if I had to do it in descending order, Kevin loses first.
Really?
Kevin just straight up is like, man, screw this, I'm out.
I think Kevin loses first?
I think Miles makes it. I don't even think Kevin makes it in. Kevin's like, this is stupid, and just walks
No, you're right. Kevin wouldn't even go.
Kevin doesn't even go.
Dante wouldn't even go.
I feel like D would like peek his head in the door and be like, I'm staying with Kevin.
Yeah.
Miles makes it in, looks around, goes, nah, I'm out. Leaves. Right? Just the entire time is a spew about the American society and how messed up we are.
No. Maybe.
Alright, hold on. Mikey.
Kevin will be like, did you not see Escape Room? Kevin will be like, did you not see Escape Room with us? Alright, goodbye. Have fun, Carl. Like, that's exactly what he would be like.
Mikey makes it into the hallway. Looks around. The first jump scare comes out. And Mikey's like, I have a girlfriend. I'm out. I'm going back.
Mikey will last longer than that.
You think?
I think Miles and Mikey will last longer than you're saying they will. I think they'd last like 30 minutes.
Mikey's married now. Like, he's taken, son.
He's not actually married, by the way. He's just cuffed. That's what
he's like cuffed in the backseat of the cop car cuffed. Like,
Okay.
He's
Continue.
all the way cuffed.
Okay, continue.
Like pillow.
And we digress back.
So, maybe Miles and Mikey make it a little bit farther. All right.
I think they could last like the duration of a normal haunted house, which is like what, 20 minutes?
Probably.
20
Johan makes it to the first jump scare, punches the mummy in the face, gets taken out.
Gets taken out. Yes.
Johan gets completely
I
removed.
can see that
from the
happening.
equation.
I feel like AJ could last like 35 minutes.
I feel like AJ makes it in a little while, like starts taking notes. Like he pulls out his phone, they're like, alright, you have to leave because you keep taking your phone out. Like AJ gets taken out for that. Matt just sees what looks like one of his favorite UFC fighters and goes to do a full double leg takedown.
Now the one question I just want to know is, what is the pacing of this? Is it like, because like there's just some haunted houses that just like automatic like that have like the whole like theme where it's like they introduce like because you know it's like a whole horror movie thing where it's like they introduce you to like maybe like one of the employees is like a normal guy and it's like, oh, like this is just like he's a normal person and he's like, don't go to that door or something like that or you'll be in a world of hell, and then like you have to go to the door because like, you know, that's the pathway that the thing goes. But like or do they just like automatically just hit you with like your worst fear, then just keep going, or do they have like some breaks in between?
Hours? Do you get to eat?
That's what I'm saying too. Yeah. Do you get to eat?
Do you get to go to the bathroom? Like, how would that be?
No,
you gotta go take a dump
and a ghost just
No. They have the most like revolting looking food. It's cleared by the FDA, but like it looks revolting.
It's Taco Bell.
I like Taco Bell, asshole.
I
fucking like Taco Bell, asshole.
I hate Taco Bell.
But like it's just like the most revolting. Like it's like it might be a week old. It was microwaved up to make it look hot again, and then like not because and like it might be some food that like didn't expire by then, but it's like it's on the borderline of FDA like regulations.
Like grade C but edible meat.
Like that's what I feel like it's gonna be. Like it'd be like no salmonella. Okay, it'd be like no salmonella. You're good. That's the only requirement, right? Yeah, you're good. That's that's considering how big
like
this thing is.
Cancer growing out the top of it, and it's like
or worse. They'll be like they'll be like, eat a big meal before because we do not have food for you, and you signed a waiver, homie.
Yeah, well, again, I think the two things that would
back to the aggression thing. What the hell? Like you signed a waiver. You signed a fucking waiver. So like, what can't they do to you? Is what I want to know.
I think the two things that would mess me up would be if you can't go to the bathroom.
You probably can. It's 8 hours. Well, actually, no.
You have to.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right about that.
There's no way. Otherwise, like
they probably will let you do that in some like disgusting place.
But yeah, man, if it's still part of the virtual thing.
But it's definitely going to be part of the virtual.
Well, like if it's a crack thing with like Bloody Mary in the mirror and I'm trying to pop a squat.
I guarantee you don't get a break.
Dude, that'd be so weird. I'd just sit in there and be like, I'm gonna hold out in here for the next 8 hours.
Like I don't know how. I just want to know like how serious they are about this. Somebody needs to do a documentary on this or something like that.
I'm down to see that. You know, if it's a documentary, somebody's gonna make it through though. Right? There's no. I don't know about that, man. I wonder if they have like psychologists that sit there and go, okay, this is the person's worst fears. This is how we're gonna set it up. Because if you put somebody like full kick in the balls,
like the psychiatrist is actually on their staff, that'd be interesting.
Right, like they're sitting there and they're analyzing this person, and when you come up with the waiver and all that stuff, because you probably have to fill the waiver probably at least a week ahead of time, and it's tailored to each person's individual fears.
Yeah.
So you sit there, they probably sit there and go, okay, like this is what we're gonna create. This is how we're gonna set it up, and then think. You can't come out of the gate and kick them in the balls with their worst fear because then you're like, all right, everything after that is just like sensory shock. But it's not overloaded.
But even if it's your worst fear, quote unquote, like there could be some shit in there like that, like even you don't know you're afraid of.
Yeah, but I mean, so like
because like I guarantee you, they probably have like. If this is this big, I guarantee you they have like some like sort of creativity where like they create like their own fucking monster or some shit like that, or like just something that's not in normal like horror mythology, if you get what I mean.
Well, I'm saying like if you came out of the gate with like the first thing I see is like a holograph or whatever it is, or like something like wax figures of my parents getting sawed in half, like which would be like the darkest thing you could put in front of me, and that's what you hit me with out of the gate. Everything after that, I'm going to be like, man, that's disturbing, but it's not going to mess with me the way that just did. So
Maybe.
I don't know if you have to
Maybe.
like slowly like build the anticipation and the terror up to like, bam, we hit you with.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know how they would like uniquely tailor it to certain people though, because like when it comes to shit like normal fears, like I could understand like being drowned or something like that. They could try to simulate that, like by some way, like drenching somebody with water or like
waterboarding
or like oh god, like spiders. Like you can I can understand that, but when it comes to shit like losing my family and all that shit like that, it's like, do you have to provide a picture of your family or something so they can make wax figures like that? Like it's like,
is that something they do? Who knows?
But like what I'm trying to say is like, how can you actually like simulate that to the point where it'd be tailored to that person?
I don't know, but that's probably why you win $20,000 if you do it. 'Cause, I mean, that's no holds barred.
So that's why they offer $20,000 when they do it.
McCamey Manor, if you want to host an Uncouth podcast episode, let us know.
We're not doing it, but you can, please.
We'll put somebody through. We'll send Luis, Johan, Matt, and Kevin. We'll send them all in. Everybody gets 2 shots of Hennessy before they start.
Oh, God.
Luis gets an edible.
Oh, off the Henny? I could definitely do this off the Henny. Are you kidding me?
We give Luis an edible. We send everybody in.
God.
They have to make it 2 hours, and we just
God.
record a podcast while watching them via CCTV cameras.
Bro, that'd be hilarious.
Perfect.
That would be hilarious.
We run commentary the entire time. We just be like, and this week we're brought to you by McKay Manor Haunted House.
Well, it looks like our homie there just pissed his pants.
Oh,
that's
God.
terrible. Oh, God.
And
But he's still going through. What a trooper.
You just hear off mic, Johan, take your pants off. Internet's most dangerous celebrities probably aren't who you think they are. Before we get started on this topic, it's not Logan Paul. Screw Logan Paul. I don't like him. I'm sorry. Some people might. I don't like him. Suicide Forest did it for me. After that, I was like, you and your blonde ass hair need to go somewhere else.
That was very bad.
It was very bad. Right before that, I'd get a half chub every time I saw him. I was like, oh my God, so handsome. Now,
Article.
Screw them. What? Oh, sorry. Got distracted. I was staring into his dreamy blue eyes. All right. Former Gilmore's Girl and Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Woo, my pants travel when I'm around this chick. Alexis Bledel may seem sweet in her films and TV.
Let me see the picture. That's a maybe.
Don't me.
That's a Yeah, you just got
Here's why, though. She's the most dangerous because no other celebrities are more likely to land users on websites that carry viruses or malware. But she isn't alone in being a higher risk than most fans to follow. Trailing Bledel is at number 2, James Corden, followed by Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones, who is married to... Is it Joe Jonas? Is that who she's married to? She's one of the Joes. It's Nick, Joe, and what's the other one?
Nick's the one that has Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's Joe. It's either Joe or Kevin.
It's Joe. She's married to Joe. Yep, and then Anna Kendrick, Lupita Nyong'o, I probably mispronounced that, Jimmy Fallon, Jackie Chan, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj,
There's so
and
many
Tessa
people
Thompson.
pissed at you for not knowing how to say Lupita's last name.
How do you say it?
I don't know either.
I'm sorry. Lil Wayne, though, my man. I love Lil Wayne.
I love Lil Wayne too.
Everybody loves Lil Wayne. With this, yeah, I'm not going to do that bit.
Weezy.
Anyway, so
Weezy.
their argument is, type their name in, you're going to be landed on websites that you shouldn't. So stop looking at celebrity porn. It's not good for you.
Yeah, that's why.
That's 100% why.
Well, I'm sure some of that is why, but at the same time, also like, people like it says in there. Because I read the article. It said because people like with Sophie Turner and what's her name, Bledel, especially because people try to look up their shows, and like they probably go to like websites like. Just for example, like 123 Movies or something like that, and other ones that like have like viruses and stuff.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so actually back in, I think it was 2012, 2013.
Because they're trying to bootleg it.
Bootleg it. They, in 2012,
Bootlegging?
2013, it was big on, if you clicked on coloring sheets, viruses are attached to coloring sheets because you have to download the image and then print it. So that was a big thing when you're just like, oh, I just want to print this. It's like, no. All right, let's see what else we have headline-wise before we start talking about the latest epidemic of the ladies that we've been in this conglomerate of single men.
Conglomerate.
Hey, big words, $1 million words, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Alabama siblings charged with not incest, but actually allegedly extorting at least a dozen men over sexual orientation.
These type of people make me fucking
They
sick.
do. And this part actually, so being serious for a second, just one moment. The arrest of 2 Alabama siblings for allegedly blackmailing at least a dozen victims by threatening to reveal their sexual orientation, calling in bomb threats to churches and jobs in an effort to intimidate them and highlight the shortcomings of the state's hate crime law. Javelle and Whitney Hurt are both facing charges of extortion and making terrorist threats after they obtained several private pictures of Tuscaloosa County men. Okay. Just briefly right here. What you do in your private life should be your business. No one has the right to sit there. Because we live in a nation now where we can actually say all men are created equal. And now the actions of private citizens and corporations don't always reflect that motto. And discrimination is there all too often. But we live in where all men are created equal with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Right? And no one has the right to take that away from you. So if that's the case, and people are going, yeah, your liberty and pursuit of happiness is embarrassing to you, so I'm going to put that out there. Okay, why would I be embarrassed?
And try to extort you for it?
Right. We live in 2019. You shouldn't have to be embarrassed or hide that under a rock or feel uncomfortable about that. Whatever your sexual orientation is, you should be like, yep, this is it, and I don't have to sit there and hide it under a rock. And I shouldn't get extorted by other people who find my choices disgusting or disagree with them, whatever. No one has the right to sit there and hold that over your head and be like, nobody's going to accept you, nobody's going to like you. It's like, man, forget what other people have to say on your choices. If that's the life you're choosing to live, you should not be ashamed of that, and no one has the right to hold that over your head.
Yeah. At the same time,
yeah, monologue.
I mean, you're completely right. I completely agree with you, Jake. Like, not a word you said and that was wrong, but just like.
Then he goes, but.
By the way, if somebody tells you something and then that's a really long speech and they say but afterwards, automatically everything they said was a lie and they didn't believe. But like, seriously, it's like, I don't know. Like, when you think about that, like. Because some of that stuff could run deeper than just, like, what we're saying. Like, you said, like, don't care what anybody else has to say. It's, like, that some of those people could be, like, could be friends, could be family, could be people that, like, love you, and that could easily change if they knew you were gay, and things like that. And to those, I would say, and to that, like, I feel like I already know what you would say. Like, if they're going to change their entire opinion on you based solely off of that, they're not really worth it. But still, it's like, that just makes me think, it's like, how far have we really come in this country with progress towards that? Like, obviously we have, like, when it comes to, like, same-sex marriage and everything, we have LGBTQ community is bigger than it's ever been. It's still getting bigger. And, like you said, everybody has, like, you know, we've gotten to a point where we can say everybody here is created equal. Yeah. And our laws actually reflect that. Yeah. But it just makes you think, it's like, if somebody still has to, like, fear, like, their sexual orientation, because where was this anyway?
Alabama.
Okay, that makes sense.
Incest capital of the world.
But it's like, if somebody still has to fear, like, their sexual orientation, like, being revealed as, like, could be problematic to their entire, it could basically be, like, social or like it's like social suicide, or, like, ruin their entire reputation in their life. It's like, this makes me think, like, how much further do we have to push? Like, I don't get it, because that should never, like, no human being should ever have to go through that. No. At all.
That's just
regardless of how you feel about it, it's just it's absolutely disgusting.
It's not your place unless you are absolutely perfect without any blemish on your record, and you don't have the right to sit.
If you answered, by the way, if you answered, but I am, to that question, go fuck yourself.
Amen. Now, if you're perfect and you have no blemishes on your record, then you have the right to tell people what's morally right and morally wrong. But referring to the moral laws that govern this country, right, according to the Supreme Court, they legalized gay marriage. They did. And according to, I don't know if Alabama did, though, on a state level, if they legalized it.
Oh, they might not have.
They
might not have.
That could lead to something. I know California has it legalized, and
shit, that's interesting.
Couple East Coast countries, like, you can legalize it on a federal level, but you can't legalize it on a state level, or you can legalize it, but many states haven't. So like
that'd be interesting because like I feel like if states still do have that like those laws in place at the state level,
that's weird.
No, not only that, but like because people say like in the future, like what is it like they talk about it mostly like with like abortion rights and stuff like you know like what is it? What am I trying to say?
You said abortion rates are going to drop?
No, not abortion rates, but like the laws in abortion with certain countries. Like in Georgia, like they have like they have certain state laws like against abortion, and they say like eventually if they were to like ever like there was ever like a president that wanted to like try to make abortion illegal at the federal level, and like even put in like a small mandate for it or something like that. Because I remember, especially because people were talking about this one, like, because you know, like the Supreme Court now is like pretty predominantly Republican.
I'd say most of the government is right now.
Yeah, of course, because we have a Republican president.
Which is not always a good thing.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing for either side.
I mean,
it depends on how you feel about that.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just putting that out there. I'm trying to be objective as possible.
He's segueing. He's like, Jake, before you go on another monologue, God damn it, stop.
It's just like it'd be interesting to see if like there was like those laws could do the same thing for like marriage equality.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, though, like, if you have a problem with the way someone's living their life, if you have a problem with the way someone is wired or their preferences or whatever it may be, that's really self-centered, because we live in a land that is all men are created equal, and you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's a core foundation this country's built upon. So if you're sitting there trying to remove that for someone because it bothers you, that's not fair. And again, like we all know, if your liberty, your right to liberty, is impinging upon someone else's, that's not necessarily liberty. That's you deeming your way of life above someone else's. But who are you to sit there and go, well, you know, I get you like this, or you live this way, or whatever, but that bothers me. So you know what? I'm going to blackmail, hold it over your head. You need diversity. You know, I have it in my friend groups and the people I surround myself with, whether it be race, gender, musical, stylistically. I try to surround myself with people that are 10 times funnier than I am. That way it betters me in my jokes. You know, people that are fitter than me. Always asking questions, and you want people politically different than you, because it allows you to get the full spectrum of views. And, of course, you know, you just limit yourself if you sit there and go, you know what? My view is the only right one. And my view is my way of doing things is the only way to do things. And the rest of y'all can all go take a kite, fly it, and hopefully it gets struck by lightning like Benjamin Franklin. You know? Like, it's
struck
just
by lightning like Benjamin Franklin.
It's just a dick move to do it that way.
Yeah.
So.
But some people are just terrible, Jake.
I mean, we all know those people. I made eye contact with the Drake poster as I said that. Drake, I love you. You're Canada's #1 export, right behind Nickelback. So, dude, Nickelback has a 39% approval rating. Congress has 32. That should just tell you how amazing. It's true. I saw this morning on Instagram.
When you think about it, like, political, like, just the approval ratings are probably lower than most stuff.
Trump's at, like, I think 51 or 52 right now.
Really? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Which is actually surprising for me. I mean, because that man could literally pave the streets of New York in gold and solve world hunger, and people would be like, yeah, we still want him impeached.
People would be like, how much did that gold cost us?
Right. You still want him impeached because he's just
that polarizing of a figure.
Yeah, when you're that controversial, it's hard not to either love the guy or hate the guy. There's not really I'm trying to think of someone who's like Obama. Mm-hmm. Was great at he's not my favorite president, but Obama wasn't so far damn left that I couldn't sit there and listen to him talk, and he was such a great orator that I was like, I could listen to you
Not
talk.
to mention, also, Obama was, like, hella relatable with, like, all the stuff. Like I remember those things, like, he's putting out, like, my top songs of, like, what was it, 2016 or something, or 2015 or something like that. It had, like, a bunch of rap and pop music, and I was like, okay.
It's got, like, Lil Wayne
Okay, bro.
Jacuzzi in there or something like. You're like, yes, he's got Candy Paint, Post Malone on there. You're like, high five. That's not.
Yeah.
Candy Paint. I would love to see Obama get down at, like, a Post concert.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd love to.
I'd love that.
Put Obama at a Dan Bilzerian throws some rad parties.
Oh,
Right.
jeez. I don't know if I want to see Obama
at a Dan Bilzerian.
He's married.
See what happens. Oh, who cares?
Stop. Michelle.
I mean, yeah, okay, Michelle.
His children.
Come on, girl. Come on.
Who are in
your man
college
had
now.
8 years in
Who are
office.
in college
right?
now.
Daddy needs to cut loose a little bit.
Stop.
All right? Let Daddy have some fun.
Stop.
So, I'll stop. So, no, but let's talk about ladies for a second. So, I go to this bar, Baton Rouge, Jolie Oster Bar, playing gigs there now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come on Sundays, between 1 and 4, trying to get Carl another bar where he can play where it's nothing but just aggressive NWA gangster rap so he can just murder it there.
If it's nothing but invested NWA gangster rap, that look like, who the fuck are you suburban ass?
You suburban ass, and they're going to see me next to him like, that explains everything.
There on.
There you go. No, but so I go there, I play gig, so, and here's the thing, I wish girls who were taken would just sit there and go, okay, I'm taken. I'll tell you in the first place. Instead,
I mean, I wish I had a radar. I wish like I wish my radar for that was
little barcode on their forehead.
Barcode.
You scan it, you're like, she's taken. Sorry, damn it. You know, and it also told you what you had to do to like date her. It's like 3 drinks and does that say Jared? No,
Jared?
Nope. I'm out. You know, some girl that says roofie, and you're like, I'm staying away from her. That's a no. See, that's what Matt has to do to get a girl.
Stop.
No. We do not condone roofies. We don't condone any of those things. We just condone mushrooms. Alright? Mushrooms will make you fall in love with everyone.
Correction. He condones mushrooms.
I don't condone mushrooms. I condone other people using mushrooms, just not myself.
Back to what you were saying.
So anyway, I'm chatting up this beautiful, and she was very intelligent too. She's a marketing major, just changed her major from finance to marketing. Senior, and we're chatting it up, we hit it off, and you know how you just have chemistry with some people, and then you meet other people, and like you would really love to get with them, you'd really love to sit down and have a good conversation with them, and they're so beautiful, and you sit there and go, but we just don't have any chemistry, and there's the awkward pauses.
Yeah. Everybody's had that.
Everybody's had that, and so with her, I was having a great time, we're chatting it up, and we're 20 minutes into the conversation, I bought 3 drinks at this point. Crafty of her. And she's like, oh yeah, I was talking about someplace on campus, and she goes, oh yeah, me and my boyfriend love to go there. Like, what? Please, just tell me that in the beginning.
Jake's like, 20 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
Like, don't let me sit here and plan my wedding with you while I'm at the bar. Just tell me ahead of time. Let me scan that QR code and be like, I'm out of here. It was just disappointing. And you know, unlike Jude, who's over here just pulling coochie left and right, and unlike you, just walks in and panty dropper, just like you walk into the union, and I just say, what? It's raining panties. Damn it, Carl, not again. Just, you know what that is? That's the sound of panties dropping around.
Yes, I hear you.
We call him PDC, Panty Dropper Carl.
That is.
Ladies and gentlemen, look out for the BDC.
Jake is the best hype man.
See, if you switch it to BDC, it's Big Dick Carl.
Jake is the best hype man, but has like the worst, like the most dense person you could ever find out. You could ever see.
It's so true. I'm like, around girls, I'm Neanderthal. I'm just, and around guys, I'm actually, yeah, I'm kind of the same way when you're talking about girls. Oh, man. But, I'll say this. There was a girl, so I go to theater, right? And we go there and we're having a great time. And we chatting it up. We're having a great time. And she is charming, and I'm charming. And you would have been proud of me, because I walk up.
You would have been proud of me.
Oh, you would have. So I walk in, and I'm like, shit, I guess I'm the most overdressed guy here. And the director of the play goes, no. you're dressed like you're supposed to. Everyone else underdressed. So everyone else is losing 5 points. Thank you, mister. And I was like, pal. And he's like, appreciate it. I was like, big dick move right there. Just right at the beginning. So I go sit down to the prettiest girl in there. Okay? So I'm chatting with her, whatever. So then a young lady who looks pretty shy, she's not my type, doesn't look like she takes care of herself either. But I'm like, you know what? She looks lonely. I'm gonna go chat her up. So I start talking to her. Well, the pretty girl sitting next to me gets all jealous, right?
What a.
I noticed this, and I'm like, cool. I'm gonna keep chatting to the other one. So I start chatting up this other young lady, and the beautiful one gets jealous, starts inserting herself into the conversation. Every time the girl would go say something, she'd be like, but you know what I think? And Jake, what about that? Did you think about this? Well, Jake, I go here and I do this. Like trying to get my attention.
Reference the other girl at all?
Like, okay. Like completely ignored her as a person. It was a beautiful moment as me, because I was like, this is the first time I've ever had two girls fight over me and not two guys. This is really special right now.
Did the girl who was shy care at all?
I don't know. She didn't care. So she was just happy to be talked to. So anyway, so the play goes. We all have a good time. We come out and she's like, I want to go eat something to eat. I'm like, all right, I'll walk you over to the 5. So we walked to 5. We talk it up. We have a great time. We come out of the 5. And she's like, my dorm's right over there. And I was like, oh, well, I live in the Pentagon. She's like, you want to come back with me? And I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, just come over.
So wait, she lives in the Pentagon?
No.
Oh, they said. Oh, you're talking about you.
Yeah, I told her I lived in the
Pentagon. I'll say so have you ran into her? That would have been some sitcom worthy shit.
Just walk out the door and she's my next door neighbor.
That's so funny.
Yeah, well, we already have one of those. We're not talking about it.
Okay.
So, she is like, oh, you can just come over, whatever. And I go, look, I wasn't raised like that. I'm sorry. I'll walk you to your dorm, which is probably the worst thing I could have said. But I was like...
That is one of the worst things you could have said.
Yeah, it said I wasn't raised like that. It sounds like I was raised better than her.
You literally said that?
Yeah.
Oh, my Jesus.
I know. A-hole move right there, Mr. Pell. But, so I say that. And I was like, but look, I'll walk you back, make sure you get back safe. And she's like, no, it's fine. I'll walk back with the other guys. In hindsight, Carl thinks I should have gone. Okay.
I'm not saying you had to do the deed. What I'm just saying is...
Do the deed, sow the seed. That's my motto.
I'm not saying you had to do that. What I'm saying is... You had, she was pretty.
Yes.
You had chemistry.
Yes.
Why didn't you at least just go up there and then leave and hang out for a second, then leave afterwards?
Because here's my thing. I know Daddy doesn't have the self-control to walk away from that. Okay? Daddy gets in there, Maybe
that's a good thing,
Daddy goes
Maybe that's a good thing, damn it.
Daddy goes full Mongo. Daddy just starts just getting all horny and shit and just walking around with
there were 2 other guys there. Were there not?
Yeah, but they were trying to get with her, and she wasn't paying them any attention.
Exactly. So you want to explain to me how that would have... And she would have just told y'all all
gone to the dorm with the guy. She would have told the guys, like, all right, well, I'll see you later, and then invited Daddy up to her dorm.
That's a good... And this is a bad thing because...
Because Daddy doesn't have that kind of self-control. I'm just telling you. Like, I'm serious. We were talking off air about Game of Thrones. You know,
I don't know who listens to this to this exactly, but I'm just saying, like, if you're listening to this, I guarantee you probably want to slap the shit out of Jacob Pell right now.
You just have way too much time on your hands if you listen to this. But I'm just saying. But like, I full throner boner when I watch Game of Thrones because there's so much sex on air. There just is.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
It's just there's so much sex that it's like I can't pay attention. You know? It's like I don't need to see naked boobs everywhere. I don't. If I wanted that, private browsing, right on my phone. All I gotta do is walk into my bathroom, lock the door, turn on the faucet, and we all, you know, little hand lotion and tissues to deal with my issues. No, okay. Anyway, that's what therapy's for. So, oh my god. Look, you can call me a despicable human being. And like you just said, Despicable Me is the best movie, except when you're me. Digging in your belly button, trying to find some gourmet cheese. Wait, that sounded really weird. Alright, I'm just coming up with rhymes here, man. Rhapsodical, lackadaisical. Jake's dropping hot bars.
Art just imitated life right there, ladies and gentlemen. As he was saying that, that's literally what Jake was doing. Art just imitated life right now.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about not having a camera in here. Is like I can put my belly button while on the mic and just.
That is
how you doing.
I mean, that is true.
It's just like those fat guys. You know, I'm talking about the guys on YouTube who are sitting there and they're like conspiracy theorists and they're 300 pounds picking their belly button in their wife beaters with like Cheez-Its in their left hand and like a Diet Coke in the other because they're on a diet. Ugh, I hate those people. All right, where was I going? So Game of Thrones. Anyway, we'll finish with that.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much sex, man. If I wanted to,
I'm just saying. Sex sells. That's all I'm saying.
It does, and it's just like, man, if I want.
It's just like when you you're making I get what you're saying though. You're like, I'm a dude. I want to watch a quality show with great writing and interesting plot line and all that shit. And then when girls come on, I just can't control myself. I get it, but what I'm saying is, the majority of people that watch that show do not think the same way you do.
No, I don't disagree, but I want to turn Neanderthal Ned the moment a pair of boobs come out and just be like...
Maybe you should practice some self-control, homie.
I don't have that. Like,
it's called practice. It's called practice for a reason.
Anytime I get horny, every brain cell in my head dies except the ones connected to my nuts. It's literally, after that, I'm just like walking around just like... I'm in a squirrel.
Yes, ladies, this is all that men are. This is all that men are when they're...
like, I can go from like being... Elon Musk to just Hulk. Like I want to smash all the time.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's how it be sometimes.
Dude, you just see half a bologna sandwich and you're just like, I'm gonna smash.
No, but it's just like it just happens at random times. You know what I mean? Like it just happens at random times. You know what I mean?
I never. No, I don't know what you're
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Not at all.
You never. So you're telling me you've never had a random boner?
No, but Carl does all the time.
Not all the time.
Carl has one right now.
That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie.
Carl just walks.
You can get the fuck out of my room for that.
Carl walks.
You can get the fuck out of here for that.
Carl walks into the fire.
Don't try to lie to these people.
Every time Carl.
Hold up, I gotta get the bullshit detector out.
Like that butane.
Beep, beep, oh. Hang on. It's ready.
Yeah,
the lighter's ready.
So every time Carl walks into the 5 and sees that juicy pizza, that juicy extra meat, extra sausage pizza, Carl just goes
beep 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 beep. Bullshit detector's going off, folks. Beep 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 beep.
That's
beep 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 beep.
Alright, so
beep 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 beep. You gotta stop talking bullshit.
I'm gonna stop talking bullshit.
Okay.
So this is a good segue into talking about what we got coming up. But so I'm writing some stand up because I got a set Monday evening.
He does.
I do. And I have a whole bit that I'm coming up with, and it's talking about a conversation I had with my mom and one of my best friends separately, where I was like, you know what? If all else fails, I am going to become a porn script writer. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, look, how easy is that? And I'm not going to do the whole bit, but I'll tell you, like, okay, so here's the joke. I was going like, here's how I'd set it up, okay? We're in a butcher shop. All right? 2 Mormons walk in. All right? You got a girl working behind the counter. And she's like, hello, boys. And they're like, do you have time to hear about the word of God? And she's like, no, but we have a special and extra big sausages today. And just, you can imagine where it goes from there. And they're like, extra sausage? And she's like, the thickest ones we have. And he's like, ooh, I could go with a nice pork loin right now. And she's like, oh my God, are you calling me a pig? I love when guys say that. Just, it's super messed up. But anyway, it's called missionary sex because they're Mormons and they're bringing the word of God. And the caption under it goes, when you absolutely need to fill them with the Holy Spirit.
I'm horrified.
I know, but I mean, hey,
It's perfect. So anyway, I have stand-up set the 28th, I believe it's next Monday. Would love for you guys to come see it. It's at the Pentagon. Carl will be releasing his album in November, his EP.
Preferably, do I have a date set? Yeah, I'll say the 15th.
The 15th of November. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be posting dates and a podcast about that, talking about songs. We should have, was it 4 or 5 songs?
I'll say 5 or 6.
5 or 6 songs.
Could be 4 or 5. I don't know.
For you guys. Right now, I'm playing at Julie's Oyster Bar every Sunday from 1 to 4, playing somewhere in there, and we should have another date during the week for you guys. Trying to think about anything else we have coming up. Carl and I should probably shoot some skits at some point to put on there.
That would be those would be
fun.
funny.
Yeah,
fun.
we'll actually shoot that porn scene. We'll be the 2 Mormons, all right, and we'll find it. Aaron, maybe.
I'm cutting that part out.
Nobody knows who that is.
I'm cutting that part out.
Nobody knows who that is.
Kevin and them know.
Yeah, but she's not gonna hear.
They're not gonna hear it. But still, I'm cutting that
Don't
part
cut
out.
that out. It's perfect. We'll just Kim Kardashian, if you're available, we'd love to shoot with you. Who else? Who else could be? Sophie Turner, since she's apparently the most dangerous woman on the internet. Miss Louisiana, if you're available, we'd love to shoot with you.
Something's wrong with you. Something's really wrong with you. Okay, everybody.
All right, real quick, sponsors. This week, again, I'm brought to you by Orgain Protein Powder. It is one of the most holistic, organic protein powders out there. You can get 21 grams of protein for only a few calories. It's great. Keeps me fueled when I'm doing stupid crap like this, whether it's podcasting, an intense workout routine, going to school, playing music, or doing stand-up. Keeps me on the go, fueled, and ready to rock out with my socks out and something else that rhymes with that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl this week is brought to you by his own pure sexiness, brought to you by his parents' DNA. He took a DNA test and he's 100%
Pure black
genetics.
black genetics.
Pure black genetics. You got Usain Bolt and LeBron James all mixed up in him.
Oh,
he's perfection right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Uncouth Podcast. I'm Jacob Pell. With me is
Carl Davis III.
Bonefish Grill. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hasta la vista, baby.
Deuces.